Okay, so here we go. Day 1 of 20 of the Facebook Live Q&As. A little apprehensive about these, actually. I don't know why, because I've done them before. But I've definitely never done 20 in a row, so hopefully they go as smoothly as always. I'll do the same format as I do for all of them. I'll basically just ramble on for a bit, and if anyone has any questions relating to any topic at all, then please post them. In fact, I'm just going to write something real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to type, so bear with me. Cool. Okay, so yeah, as I've said, say hi, let me know where you're from, and then just whack in any questions that you have. I always appreciate any interaction on the post. So guys, hit like, hit love, hit haha, hit wow, hit share. Again, if you want to be involved in the competition, which is basically just for some free stuff, then you have to share it. So read the description on the video, basically share it, make sure it's public. And if you want to leave a comment, I'd appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to. But yeah, just at least share it. Because more than anything, it just sends it out to more people. And I just want to reach as many people as I can. Okay, so let's crack on with today. So today I want to talk about motivation. Because I see, basically, I'm part of a lot of weight loss groups and I see people talk about it all the time. Like, people are just saying, give me motivation, or what do I do to get more motivated, or I'm just not motivated anymore, what do I do? And my response is always the same, just forget it. I see people all the time say, and I post your before and afters for me, and I can't understand that works. I mean, it may work for some people. If they see it before and after of somebody else, but I can't imagine it works long term. It may work for a start. You may look at it and think, wow, I could do that. But then you may look outside and it's peeing it down the rain and you may think, oh, well, actually. So what I always say to people about motivation is just forget about it, because you don't need it. And the truth of the matter is, the majority of the time, you will not be motivated to do the things that you know you should do. Just as simple as that. It's just how it is, unfortunately. It sucks, but it's just the reality of it. You're probably, most of the time, going to be more motivated to sit on the sofa than you are to go for a run in the rain. I mean, let's be honest, it's almost common sense, right? So the fact that people, when they're not motivated, they feel like they're failing. They're like, oh, but I'm not motivated, so I just don't want it enough. And this is another thing that I hate about this, is people will say, oh, but just think about your why. And I think it's very important to have a reason why you're doing something, but I don't think your why is strong enough to get you through things all the time. I think just sitting there and saying, yeah, but why do I want this, probably isn't going to get you off the sofa most of the time. And this is where I always talk about habits and discipline, because these will get you through no matter what. If you have something as a habit and if you build discipline, you will do these things whether you want to or not. And like I said before, probably most of the time you're not going to want to do these things. But think about the things that are habits in your life, like brushing your teeth, going to work, doing the housework, doing the gardening, getting the kids ready for school. I don't know, things like that. Are you ever motivated to do those things? Do you ever wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm absolutely buzzing to clean my teeth? I mean, I don't, and I don't know of anyone that ever has. But, you're not motivated to do it, but you do it. Why? Because it's a habit. And you do these things because you do them every day. And they need doing more than anything, right? And you basically just develop the discipline to get these things done, whether you want to or not. Now, you can apply this same level of thinking to your nutrition and your exercise. This crap needs to be done, right? If you want to lose weight, you have to eat healthy. You have to cut your calories. If you want to be healthy, you have to exercise. it needs to be done. Now, there is an argument for making things as fun as possible and as less restrictive as possible, obviously, because then you're more likely to do it. But at the end of the day, people always say it to me, they're always like, yeah, but it's dead easy for you because you love going to the gym. But what they don't realise is that at least once a week, I will say to myself that I can't be bothered. Totally. And I'll talk about how I get over that later. But yeah, it's not as easy for me. And, you know, all of these people that that go to the gym all the time, they don't always want to go, but they make themselves go, basically, okay? So what I also find with sort of motivation is if you're struggling to get things done, it's probably not because of motivation. It's probably because A, you hate it, or B, it's too hard. So I think a great question that I came across not long ago was to ask yourself, when you sort of set up yourself like a new habit or a new goal, is ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being definitely couldn't do it and 10 being absolutely could do it, absolutely no problem. Like, how confident am I that I can do this every single day for 2 weeks? If your answer to that question is not a 9 or a 10 out of 10, it's too hard for you right now. You need to scale it down, make it easier, okay? Now, and don't be afraid to do that. Do not be afraid to make it smaller for a start, because all of this, like all of the habits that you're going to develop, in order to sort of, you know, eat better and exercise more, is all about the art of consistency. Well, the art of showing up by building consistency. You have to do this regularly for a long time, okay? So you need to master the art of showing up. And you can do that by making it easier. You know, I mean, let's take a very basic example. If I said to you, I want you to go for a run for 60 minutes, 5 days next week, you're probably going to be like, holy crap, that sounds well hard. But if I said to you 5 days a week, can you go for a 2-minute run? You're probably going to be like, well, yeah, I can do that, no problem. Okay, so, and the point is not that you do 2 minutes, and this is a strategy I'm going to talk about in a minute. It's the point that it just gets you started. So this is one of the things I use with myself and my clients is the 2-minute habit. So it's basically whatever habit you have, you can scale it down to 2 minutes. So for example, if it's going for a 60-minute run, maybe now your new habit or your new goal becomes to go for a 2-minute run. Or maybe it's just to put on your trainers and get out of the door. If it's to go to the gym for a 40-minute workout, now your new habit is maybe just to drive to the gym and walk in the door. Or like I say to myself, when I don't want to go, I say, go there and do a 2-minute warm-up. And then if you want to go home after that, you can. I've never gone home, ever. Because all this 2-minute habit is doing is getting me started. It's basically just getting me into the habit of showing up. It's getting me to get there and get started. Because then once I've driven to the gym, I've got changed. I've done a 2-minute warm-up. I may as well stay and do my workout, right? Or I may as well stay and at least do some of my workout. And again, it's the same as if you're going to go for a run. If you've put the effort in to get changed, put your stuff on, you know, have a drink of water, walk out the door, do a bit of, I don't know, dynamic stretching or whatever, and you've just gone 2 minutes into your run and run around the corner, may as well finish it, right? But if you'd never done that, maybe you never would have started. So it's basically what the 2-minute habits does is it just gets you into action, essentially. It gets you out thinking and it gets you into action. And then the idea is once you've started, you'll probably be fine. Because this is what I hear loads of people say anyway. I just need to get started and I'll be fine. So try that. Next one is kind of the same. It's the 5-second rule. So it's not the one as Ashley in my private group said, which is the food rule. Because with the food rule, I always allow at least 10 seconds where I can pick it up off the floor and eat it. So it's not that rule. So the 5-second rule is basically a way, again, of getting you out of thinking and getting you into action. And basically there's a whole load of science behind it. I've read the book, it's really fascinating. But if you really just want to find out any more about it, you can just Google it. There's a good TED Talk. It's by a woman called Mel Robbins. She's just like a TED Talk about it. It's on YouTube, it's quite interesting. But essentially, quick summary is whenever you have an impulse to do something, you have around 5 seconds to do it before you sort of talk yourself out of it. And you can probably relate to this 1,000 different times in 1,000 different situations. You know, let's say, for example, you're like, oh, I should really go for a run. And then you're like, oh, but you know, I haven't eaten yet. I've had a pretty crappy day. You know, Love Island's on. I need to do a bit of washing. Oh, it's raining outside. And before you know it, you've come up with 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't do it. So essentially what this 5 second rule does is it stops you before you can do that. And it gets you doing it before you can come up with any excuses. So essentially what you do is whenever you have an impulse, you count backwards, and it's very important to count backwards from 5. So you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you go. Okay? And you get up and you get gone and you do it. I have used this so many times in my life for so many different things, and I can tell you it works every time. I spoke with my private group about this the other day, and one of the girls said that she used it to get her housework done the other day. And now she's going to try it with her exercise. And again, it works for me all the time because again, it just doesn't give you time to make up excuses as to why you shouldn't do it. Because before you can even do that, you're already doing it. So, you know, you're already out the door doing your run. You're already loading up the sink to do the dishes, etc. So again, both of these are just ways of getting you from thinking to action. Okay? And again, it's just the art of showing up. Again, and this is why you don't need motivation, because you know, what most people will find is that once they start, they're fine. It's just the getting started that they find the hardest. And you can apply this to any area of your life: cooking, cleaning, your jobs, housework. Maybe it's a 5 second countdown to not strangle your kids, you know, anything. You can literally relate it to anything. So yeah, that's motivation, and my take on motivation. You don't need it. It's great if you have it, and if you have it, fantastic, use it. If you don't have it, don't worry, you're not broken, you're not bad, you don't lack passion, you're just a normal person, basically, because it's totally normal not to feel motivated. And that's it. So, I've rambled, I don't know for how long, because I can't see a clock anywhere. So, does anybody have any questions on anything? Any topic at all? Doesn't matter. Whack them in if you do. I'll stick around for as long as I feel awkward. As long as I don't feel awkward looking at myself. So I do hate this part. That's why I always encourage people to put questions in before. Whistle to myself. Okay, 2 minute no, not 2 minute warning, that's way too long. 20 second warning. We'll see what I'm going to do tomorrow. So yeah, guys, basically, just to fill a bit of time, going to do this for 20 days straight. So any questions you have at any point, you can always comment on the video afterwards and I'll get back to it, or I'll bring it up next time. You can always send me a message in advance if you don't want it, if you don't want to comment on the video, that's totally fine too. And yeah, literally questions on anything. Right, so I'm going to call it. Tell you what, it's one of the quietest ones I've ever done. Very strange. Typical, isn't it? But that's cool, don't mind that. It means I get an early night. So I'm going to call this one, guys. Again, if you have any questions and you missed it, don't worry, just whack them in. And I shall see you next time. See you tomorrow. Same time, I think. Probably the same time tomorrow. No, what day is it? Probably a little bit later. Probably about 8:15. But cool, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I shall see you next time.